Did you know there's a gun out there that can quite literally fool all your senses? That's right, a weapon engineered not just to shoot bullets, but to trick your eyes, your ears, and even your sense of reality. Imagine firing a weapon, and what your enemies perceive is entirely different from what's actually happening. Sounds straight out of science fiction, doesn't it? Well, buckle up, because today we're talking about the XM1155 Extended Range Guided Artillery, a device that doesn't just break the rules, it rewrites them. Let's set the stage. You're on a battlefield. Warfare has always been a game of moves and counter-moves. You advance, your enemy retreats. You defend, your enemy finds a new way to attack. But what if I told you, with the XM1155, the rules aren't just bent in your favor, they're completely shattered? This isn't just a gun. It's a psychological misdirection tool, a confusion machine, almost like a magician's sleight of hand, but with devastating results. So, how does this impossibly clever weapon work? First, let's talk about its most famous feature, acoustic asymmetry. What this means is that the gun fires in such a way that the sound of the shot doesn't match the location of the shooter. Crazy, right? In practical terms, if you're using it, your enemies might think the shot came from the west, when in reality, the shooter is sitting comfortably somewhere in the east. You've just outsmarted an enemy platoon without even moving. It's as if the weapon has managed to teleport the sound of the shot miles away from its source, all because of cutting-edge sonic engineering. But the XM1155 doesn't stop at tricking just your ears. Its second sense-defying mechanism revolves around optics. This gun is designed to confuse not only where you hear the shot, but also where you see the shot. How, you ask? By utilizing advanced high-tech flare systems and a hyper-realistic optical dispersion field. Imagine trying to pinpoint any traces of a shooter through your binoculars or high-resolution scopes, only for every single clue to scatter like a mirage. This manipulation of light and reflection essentially renders conventional sight-based tracking useless. You end up seeing ghost-like apparitions of targets that aren't even there. Can it get any cooler than this? Oh, you bet it can. Say you're thinking, okay, it confuses eyes and ears, but bullets are bullets, right? Doesn't physics win out in the end? Normally, yes. But the XM1155 changes the game here, too. You see, this weapon has the ability to dynamically adjust its trajectory mid-flight. You heard that right? Mid-flight. A gun so intelligent that its projectiles can alter their path in real time to bypass obstacles, change angles, or avoid defenses. It's the missile-guided system of the firearm world, and it's like nothing you've ever seen before on a rifle-sized piece of weaponry. Pair that with its extended range capability of over 70 kilometers, and you've now got a tool that defies pretty much every rule you thought guns were bound to. Let's talk about why this is revolutionary. In every sense of the word, this is not just about military application. It's also about reimagining the psychology of warfare. Imagine opposing forces unsure of sound, vision, or trajectory. Every single instinct they've been taught to trust now lies in question. The result? Total psychological dominance. And history has taught us, wars are often won long before they start, in the mind of your opponent. But hold up. With every leap in technology comes controversy, and the XM1155 is no exception. Many critics argue that a device like this could lead to collateral confusion, potentially affecting allies or even neutral entities on a battlefield. It raises ethical dilemmas. What happens to the lines between combatant and non-combatant when technical deception becomes your most advanced weapon? And think about this. Weapons like this might eventually make their way out of military hands. Could you imagine such tech in the hands of corporate espionage? Or worse, rogue states? While firearms like the XM1155 represent human ingenuity, they also remind us of how thin the line is between progress and peril. Now, even though the XM1155 seems to be the star of the show today, its concept isn't entirely new. The roots of using deception in weaponry can be traced back centuries. Ancient warriors used camouflage, smokescreens, and even mirrors to disorient enemies. Some say the ghost of these ideas now lives in modern guns like this one, however sophisticated they may be. But we're not just talking history here. What really sets this apart is the sheer interconnectedness of its technology. The XM-1155 works hand in hand with drones for reconnaissance, satellites for precise geography, and artificial intelligence to analyze battle patterns. Yes, AI, as if the weapon wasn't overpowered enough. The dynamic adjustments of the projectile we talked about earlier, all calculated by the onboard AI. Real-time adjustments are possible because this firearm operates in a feedback loop, receiving constant data streams to navigate the battlefield smarter than anyone else. So, what's the verdict? Well, it's pretty clear that the XM-1155 isn't just a weapon. It's a technological and philosophical milestone. It challenges not just what weapons can do, but also how we perceive them. While its mind-bending capabilities have the potential to save lives by ending conflicts faster, they also spark questions about over-reliance on technology and the ever-growing gap between nations with high-tech arsenals and those without. In conclusion, the XM-1155 Extended Range Guided Artillery is a weapon born for the age of deception. It's about psychological operations synchronized with lethal precision. Whether you see it as the hero of modern warfare or the harbinger of chaos, one thing is for certain. This is a firearm that doesn't just play the game, it changes it entirely. If you thought this weapon blew your mind, stick around for the next episode. You won't believe what we cover then. Until next time, remember, history is written not just with ink, but with the innovations we wield. Stay tuned and stay curious. I'm Narrator's Name, and this has been your unbelievable firearm fact of the day.